Okay, so this video is 8.1, which is adding and subtracting polynomials. So first off, we're going to talk about polynomials. It's a real number, variable, or a product of a real number and one or more variables with whole number exponents. Okay, so each one of these terms is going to be a monomial because it's only one term. Mono means one. Okay, so we're going to try adding these. So for adding monomials like this, so this is a monomial and this is a monomial, for adding them, we're just going to add the numbers in front. So 7 plus 4, which is 11, because we're adding things with the same base. Okay, so this, we're going to minus the things in the front. So 6 minus 2 is going to be 4x to the 5th. The only time we ever change our exponents is when we're multiplying, dividing, or taking a power to a power. But if not, we're just doing the coefficients in the front. Coefficients are going to be these numbers in front. Okay, so we're going to add the coefficients for this one again. So 9 plus 3 is 12. Okay, so now we're going to place things in standard, into a standard form. So if I have 3x squared minus 2x cubed plus x minus 1. Okay, standard form is going to be written in order from the highest degree to the lowest degree. So the highest exponent to the lowest exponent. So we're going to get negative 2x cubed since this degree is the biggest. Then we're going to do plus 3x squared because that's the next biggest. Okay, and then we still have these two left, so plus x because that's the same thing as to the 1, and then minus 1. Okay, so we go 3, 2, 1, and then we just do our number at the end. So you have to write from the highest degree to the lowest degree. Okay, polynomial is a bunch of, it's either a sum or subtraction of different monomials put together. So the monomials in this example are 3x to the 4th, 5x squared, negative 7x, and 1. Because monomials are just the individual terms that we're combining. Okay, and it's already written in standard form because it goes 4, then 2, then 1, and then our number at the end. Okay, so we're going to combine our like terms. So like what we were doing before, the 3 plus the 6 gave us the 9. So we're combining the coefficients in the front. Okay, 4 minus 1, because there's a 1 in front of that, gave us this 3x cubed y. Okay, so we got a 4, a 6, a negative 3, and a 7. Okay, so since they all have x squareds, we can combine them all, because they're all like terms. So 4 plus 6 is going to give me 10x squared. Okay, 10 minus 3 is positive 7x squared. We're going to bring down this. So then 7 plus 7 is going to give me a 14x squared. Okay, so since all of them are y to the 4th, we can bring these together. So negative 3 minus 6 is negative 9y to the 4th. Okay, negative 9 minus 4 is negative 13y to the 4th. Okay, negative 13 plus 7 is going to be negative 6y to the 4th. So we're just adding the coefficients in the front. The coefficients being the numbers in the front. Okay. Again, standard form, just another review. If I wanted to write this in standard form, I have to write it from the biggest degree to the lowest degree. Okay, so my biggest degree in this is going to be this one. So we're going to write 4x to the 8th because that 8 is biggest. Then our 7 is the next biggest, so 3x to the 7th. And then since that's to the 1st, this is our next one. And then we do our number last. Boom. Okay, so vertically adding polynomials is adding them where they sit on top of each other. So if I bring these on top, Okay, I'm going to make sure that my x's line up with my x's, my x squareds line up, and this is going to be vertically adding, so I'm going to add down. So 4 plus 6 is 10x squared. Negative 3x plus 4x is just x. And 6 plus negative 3 is just positive 3. Okay, make sure it's written in standard form. So we got our x squared, our x, and then our number. Okay, this adding them horizontally is going to be what we've done previously. So we're going to add negative 6x squared plus 4x minus 3. Okay, if I'm adding, we can technically get rid of these because we're not distributing that plus sign, because if I did, it's going to be the exact same thing. Whereas if it was a negative, I'd have to distribute that negative first. So now we're going to combine our like terms. So we got negative 3x squared plus negative 6x squared, which is going to give us negative 9x squared. Then we have our 7x and our 4x, which is going to be 11x. And then our positive 4 and our negative 3 is going to give us plus 1. Okay, it's written in standard form because we got our squared, then our x, then our 1. Okay, you can do any method you prefer, so I would recommend pausing the video here and trying it and then checking to make sure that you get the same answer as me. So first off, when I'm looking at this, we're adding, so if I just get rid of this and put a plus sign, I'm going to combine my like terms. So I'm going to have 3x squared negative 7x squared, because they're not written in order. So we got 3x squared plus negative 7x squared is negative 4x squared. 40x and negative 15x is going to be positive 25x. And negative 31 plus 60 is going to give me a positive 29. Okay, make sure it's written in standard form. So we got our x squared, our x, and our number at the end. Okay, subtracting the polynomials. So when I'm subtracting, let's get rid of this and put a subtraction sign. So whenever we have our subtraction sign, we got to make sure we distribute it to everything, because it applies to everything in the parentheses behind it. Oops. So we're going to get a negative 7, a negative 7x, and a negative 7x squared. Okay, now I'm going to combine all my like terms. So I got 6x squared and negative 7x squared. So when I add those, I should get negative x squared. If I do 4 and negative 7, 4 plus negative 7 is negative 3. And negative 3x and negative 7x gives me negative 10x. Okay, we check to see if it's written in standard form. And it's not, because this needs to go before, because it's x to the 1. So we're going to get negative x squared minus 10x minus 3. And there's my answer written in standard form. Okay, so we got to distribute this negative. So we're going to get negative 3x cubed minus 4x squared y squared. Got to combine our like terms. So we got 4x cubed and negative 3x cubed, which is going to give us x cubed. And negative 6x squared and negative 4x squared y squared, we're going to get negative 10x squared y squared. When you have two variables like this, you can just leave it as it is. You don't have to put it in any certain order, because we've already combined all the like terms that are there, and we don't know which exponent's going to be the highest in this situation. Okay, we're adding, so if I distribute this, it's not going to do anything. So basically our parentheses go away. So let's combine 4x cubed and 3x cubed to give us 7x cubed. Negative 7x and 6x gives us negative x. And negative 5x squared and negative 5x squared gives us negative 10x squared. See if it's written in standard form, and it's not. We got to flip-flop these because the 2 degree is higher than this 1 degree. So we're going to get 7x cubed minus 10x squared minus x. Okay, if I distribute this plus sign, it's not going to do anything, so we're just going to combine our like terms. So 13x squared doesn't look like there's another 13x squared, so I'm just going to drop him down low. Okay, positive 14 and negative 12 gives me a plus 2. And we still have this 16x. See if it's written in standard form, and it's not, so we got to rewrite it. And there's my answer. Okay, so I have a subtraction sign, so I got to make sure I distribute it. So I'm going to get 6x squared y to the 4th minus 6x cubed y to the 4th plus 7x. And then it's going to distribute to be negative 6x plus 7x squared y squared minus 10x cubed y to the 4th. I ran out of space over there. Okay, let's combine them. So I'm going to look for 6x squared y to the 4th. So this last, 6x squared y to the 4th. We don't have any others. So, because I don't have any that are x squared and y to the 4th, so I'm going to drop him down. Okay, now let's look for x cubed and y to the 4th. It looks like this one. So negative 6 plus negative 10 gives me negative 16. X cubed y to the 4th. 7x and negative 6x gives me a positive x. And then we still have this at the end, which looks like it doesn't have any other buddies to come up with. So we're just going to put 7x squared y squared.